everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk basketball history through card breaks and the cards that we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. Today, we're opening this pack of 1990 NBA hoops. As we continue our basketball series, the first video got a really good response, so we're going to just keep rolling here. We'll see if we get nearly as good cards in this pack of 1990 NBA hoops as we got with our pack of 1989 NBA hoops, which you can find on our channel. The first card is, the cards kind of do stick together a little bit here. That's what happens sometimes with some of these older cards. This is Alexander Volkov, a rookie card. I can't really say that I know anything about Alexander Volkov. I don't think that he ended up really being a big rookie star, as the card would imply. So there you go. Next up is Mark Eaton from the Utah Jazz. The Jazz, during this period of time, were a perennial power in the Western Conference, thanks to Karl Malone and John Stockton and Jerry Sloan, who was their head coach for many, many years, and Mark Eaton, part of those teams. Of course, not until the sort of mid-'90s that they started to get into the NBA Finals year after year, and for 2 years in a row, both of which they lost to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Next is J.R. Reed, who was a nice player. This is also a rookie card for him. Get a look at the early 90s NBA hairstyle there for J.R. Reed. Gotta love it. And he was a really good player for a few years. And there you go. Next up is Dana Barros, who is this is his rookie card with the Seattle Supersonics, RIP to the Supersonics. But Dana Barros, I think, is remembered very well for his years with the Boston Celtics. And he is originally from Boston, and he went to Boston College and then later played for the Celtics. He had a pretty good NBA career. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a great NBA career by any means, but you often do see Dana Barros still, he continues to live in the Boston area. He is always at events. He's always signing autographs. He's always doing charity stuff. And he has continued his association with the Celtics. And it's always great to see Dana Barros out there in the community doing things. So a Boston guy through and through. Nice to get a Dana Barros rookie card in this pack. All right, next is Sam Vincent, who was a good player. You see him playing against the Bulls. And Michael Jordan there, who's wearing number 12, interestingly enough, in that picture. So there you go. Sam Vincent of the, at the time, the Orlando Magic, who were kind of just getting going. I remember if you looked in our previous pack, you saw that the Magic were an expansion team at that point. And so here you go. They were getting going at this point. And here's another one, Jerry Reynolds, who I don't really know much about. Next is Del Harris, who at the time was the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. And Del Harris, decades as an NBA coach, a head coach, a lot of time as an assistant coach. I think of him as spending time as a Laker coach in the sort of in-between era of the sort of post-Pat Riley, post that like brief period when Magic Johnson was actually the head coach, and then before they hired Phil Jackson to come in after he took, Phil Jackson coaches the Bulls, wins 6 titles, takes I think a year off, and then goes and becomes the head coach of the Lakers, and they win, 3 more titles and immediately, and then more later on. But Del Harris was part of that sort of group of Laker coaches. Speaking of the Celtics, there is John Bagley. I'm going to be honest, I don't know really anything about John Bagley, and this would be 1990. We are at the end of the Big Three era for the Celtics with Larry Bird sort of still has something in the tank, but his back is so bad at that point. Kevin McHale's knees and feet like pretty much completely gave out. And Robert Parrish was still a good player, but not like amazing. This is the Celtics are sort of trying to move into the next era with Reggie Lewis, of course, himself a very tragic story. And then this is the aftermath of what happened with Len Bias, an incredibly tragic story. But John Bagley was clearly part of that. And again, I don't like I said, I can't really tell you a lot about him. He also played at Boston College, but that was earlier, and he had been with the Cleveland Cavaliers and a few other teams. So that's John Bagley. Here is Johnny Newman. Don't really know a lot about Johnny. Richard Anderson. I don't know much about Richard Anderson, except that seems to be how that's a lot of players in the NBA looked like that at the time. There's Kenny Gaddison, who I don't really know anything about. Here is an all-star card for one of the all-time greats, a Hall of Famer, Pro Basketball Hall of Famer, Clyde the Glide Drexler, who played for a lot of really good teams out on the West Coast with Portland. I think later on he did play for Houston, I believe, where I believe had played in college. And Clyde the Glide Drexler, spectacular player. Did go up against Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals a few times. It did not go so well for Clyde those times, but anyway, Clyde the Glide, one of the greats. All right, and I can't really say I know a lot about the rest of these players. Tom Garrick with the Clippers, not a great era for the Clippers. Another not great era for the Clippers. And then Rick Andelman, at this point, was the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. Many years with other teams, including I believe the Rockets, the Kings. He was sort of the coach of the Kings during their famous era in the late '90s, early 2000s, and a few other teams. So anyway, we're gonna finish up here with Clyde the Glide. He's gonna be in the center here as we wrap up this video and this pack of 1990 NBA hoops. So that's gonna do it for this edition of Wax Pack Wisdom. Tell us what you thought of this break. What's your favorite card we pulled today? Do you have a story about one of the players in this pack? Leave us a comment and let us know. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. In the video description, you can find links to where you can follow Wax Pack Wisdom on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to our list of favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wax Pack Wisdom. Take care.